Hey guys, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So we're in Orzammar. Just finished up all of our side quests that we had here before we head into the deep roads. We're going to be down there a long time, I think. A few episodes. So what I want to do is go back to camp and make sure everybody's gear is upgraded. And the weapons have runes and all that stuff. And clear out my inventory so I don't have to worry about, running out of room. And yeah, so let me switch Morgan out. Win out for Morgan for now.
Horse feathers, indeed.
There we go. And it looks like Sten and Morgan can level up. So let me do that real quick. Okay, so I leveled up Sten and Morgan, and I was able to give them their second specialization. So Sten is a berserker, and Morgan is spirit healer, so we could get a group heal from her. Yeah. I'm not sure how far into spirit healer I'll take her, but I want her to have a couple heals just in case. So, now, let's do our little bridge thingy. Also, I would like to mention that I tried this a few minutes ago and I crashed. So, let me save. Ah, yes. There's Balin's dudes down there.
You know, you never did tell me how you passed the time in that cage for so long.
No, I didn't.
So, what did you do in there?
A training exercise. I would observe an object, and then try to think of all the words in your language which began with the same letter as its name.
That? Wait, just wait. You're joking again, aren't you?
No.
You are not telling me that you played I Spy against yourself for 20 days?
There are a lot of things in Lothering that begin with G.
Alright, get him, Alistair.
Harrowmar!
Great. No wonder
Only
it's not
Balin can move us
lunchtime.
forward!
There we go. Stand up, Alistair. Alright. We're gonna have to have Morgan do a little bit of healing here. If she will. She will.
It's your time to die!
It is begun.
Well done, guys. Well done. And we
As
didn't
you
crash.
say.
So that's good. I'm gonna need to set Morgan up a healer spec too. Some tactics. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now though. Right now, we're gonna head to camp.
What say you? I suppose the crows are already furious, yes? What harm is another tweak to their nose? If you wish to be trained in the basics of an assassin, I can certainly show you. Or anyone else who is also a rogue. It shall be fun. I will make it fun, I promise.
I know you will.
So, you and Alistair?
Yes?
You and Alistair. Together, looking contented. You even have a glow about you. So shameless.
I'm not glowing.
Of course you aren't. Liliana's just seeing things again, isn't she? So, how is Alistair?
Yeah, he looks fine to me.
You know what I mean. Alistair and you, those long nights. He must be quite delightful. You wouldn't be so happy otherwise, I think. He's athletic. That's always nice. He is also good at following instructions, isn't he?
Yeah. Sometimes he gets too excited to listen. Let's just give him a lot of credit here. Yes, sometimes he has brilliant ideas of his own, too.
Ooh, fascinating. The little Templar is all grown up and apparently he plays well with others. You must keep me updated on any new developments.
What's on your mind? I have always had an affinity for the spirits of the Fade. As a child, I never feared my dreams because I knew they were there.
Huh. What about demons?
I could sense the demons, too, and their presence frightened me. It was the kindly spirits of the Fade that took the fear from me. I've always been able to feel the spirits, even if I never saw them. And as I nurtured my talent in the circle, I became more sensitive. I began to notice every time I was in the Fade, whether it was in a dream or in magical practice, that I was being watched.
Creepy. Do spirits watch people like that?
I suppose they must. It is these benevolent spirits that create our dream worlds in the Fade. Sometimes I would see it, a glowing, nebulous form. Most times I would just feel its presence, gentle and comforting, but somehow alien. I think it is a spirit of faith. They have never been seen before, and perhaps I am wrong. But something tells me I'm not. It always felt like the same entity. This one spirit was curious about me, and was guarding me, for want of a better word.
You're very lucky.
There were times when I was in the Fade that it seemed to stretch forth to shield me, keeping me safe. And I think it gave me strength in my most terrible battles, Ostagar being one of them.
It's like a guardian angel. So... yeah. So this spirit of faith is your personal protector.
I don't know why I was chosen. Perhaps it knew that there was something more that lay in store for me. I like to think that I was given a rare chance, and I'm going to make the best of the time so generously given to me.
I'm glad you think traveling with me is worthy of your time.
I will not lie motionless in a bed with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. That is not the death for me. And so I will fight alongside the Grey Warden, and help prepare her for the task that is yet before her. So you had better listen to me, because I swear, if I should fall before the end and you don't seem to be doing things properly, I'll get up again to give you a good finger-wagging.
I'll hold you to that promise.
You know, I think you'll be all right, even without my help.
I have been mistaken.
Uh-oh. I know. What do you mean?
You are a soldier worthy to stand among the Beresad. I did not think so when we first met.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome. The day will come when the Arishok sends us here. On that day, I will not look to find you on the battlefield.
What? You think the Canary will invade Ferelden?
In time. There is no point in dwelling on it. We should move on.
What were you quoting earlier?
The writings of the Ashkari Koslan, the Kyun. It is the path to wisdom.
And you have it memorized?
Don't you learn the things your priests teach?
Of course I do.
Then you shouldn't be surprised.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Let's go.
As you wish.
Something you need, my dear?
I have some questions.
Of course. Such as they are.
Is there a... So what happens now that there's just two of us?
I imagine that eventually the Grey Wardens outside of Ferelden will wonder what's happened. Why there's no contact from Duncan or someone. They'll send someone eventually. Though who knows what Logain's people in Denerim will tell them. Maybe they won't send anyone. We could try to contact them. But that would mean leaving Ferelden, and even if we did, they couldn't come back with us in time to stop the Blight. So that means whatever happens, it's up to us.
Oh boy, that's a lot of pressure. So what would happen if we just left?
Just left? You mean just left Ferelden? I don't know. If there's an archdemon, however, we're supposed to be the only ones who can defeat it. And that means the Blight would grow unchecked. Eventually, other Grey Wardens in Orlais and other lands would hear about it, and they would come to fight it, but they wouldn't come in time to save Ferelden. There's no way. I'm not going anywhere.
So... we are gonna need to start rebuilding.
I mean, eventually we would have to use the joining to make more Grey Wardens, right? But I don't know how to do the joining, or what's involved. I know it involves lyrium and some other magic, and that it's really difficult to prepare, but that's it. Unless we can find out more about the joining, I guess we better get used to the idea that there might only be 2 of us for now. Until more come from elsewhere.
Yeah. So, I thought I've already asked this, but where are the nearest Grey Wardens from here?
That's a good question. There's plenty in Orlais, but who knows where they might be found. And the nearest Orlesian city is weeks away. If we go north and cross the sea, there's bound to be some in the Free Marches. Again, however, I just don't know where. I don't know anything about Grey Wardens in other lands.
What about a headquarters?
Here in Ferelden, there's our compound in Denerim at the palace, but that's it. Loghain will have control over that and be watching it, no doubt. Beyond that, the only place I know of is Weishaupt Fortress. That's the headquarters of all Grey Wardens in the Anderfells, 1,000 miles from here. But I've no idea how to even contact them.
Email.
So unless we try to get back to the compound in Denerim, I suppose the answer is no. There's nowhere for us to go.
Okay.
About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. Something you need, my dear?
I want to wait.
Of course.
Can you teach others to be a Templar?
Others, yes. But not yourself. I need someone who's trained first as a warrior. It's as much about discipline as anything. I guess if I'm going to give up Chantry secrets, I may as well go all the way. Send whoever you want trained to me in camp, and I'll see what I can do.
It speaks.
Yes, it does. I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
No, it doesn't. So, let's see. Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
But what do they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
Oh, that's good. So, they're a decoration.
As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
But did he succeed?
Not really, although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Cool. I don't want to take advantage, Shale.
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
Well, how did you end up in Honleith? Do you remember?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. You didn't like this, Wilhelm? Yeah. I would have thought you would enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself. Ugh.
But why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
His wife?
Humph. I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
How does someone shrink a golem? Yeah, that's a very good question.
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve.
Ouch. You didn't like this Wilhelm, I take it? She killed him.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much, his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. Ha! I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Wilhelm's wife sold it, I believe.
Hag.
Do you remember anything before Hanleith?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Just how old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
Interesting. I'm done asking about that.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Do you realize that you've been smiling for hours now?
Have I?
Since the last time you and that fool Alistair shot glances at each other, in fact. He must be pleasant enough in bed, for surely I cannot imagine anyone enduring his conversation.
Well... I happen to love him, you know.
More's the pity for you, then. 'Tis a bit sickening to watch you two, but I imagine it at least takes your mind from our situation. Have it your way.
Thank you. Really, Morgan? Come on. Alright, I am going to check everyone's gear and runes and stuff, and, well, the people that I'm taking with me. And I'll be back in a minute.
The Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey Warden, as do the Templars of the Chantry.
Do you need anything?
There are always areas to improve on, Grey Warden. The most useful for my talents are runes.
So, we can donate runes here. All unassigned. Yep. And journeyman. That'll be it for now. As we get more people on our...
Even the Templars will be impressed by the powers you will command.
As we take care, like when we finish Orzammar, there should be a dwarf here that we can give gems to, I think. And then after the elves, there'll be an elf here that we can turn in herbs or something. So, yeah. And now, we finished up in camp. I'm gonna head to Soldier's Peak to our storage box and put a bunch of stuff in there. See if I can get some things out that we can use. I'm gonna take Wynn.
Yes.
Yes.
Finn and Alistair.
Yes.
Oh, and Wynn can level up. Look at that. So we need to go to Soldier's Peak. We have a lot of things on this map to do. Like there's a civil war and stuff.
I have a wonder, Alistair, if you will indulge me.
Do I have a choice?
Of the two of you that remain, are you not the senior Grey Warden here? I find it curious that you allow another to lead while you follow.
You find that curious, do you?
In fact, you defer to a new recruit. Is this the policy of the Grey Wardens, or simply a personal one?
Maybe you'd prefer to lead. That will be worth a good laugh for a while.
You sound so very defensive.
Couldn't you crawl into a bush somewhere and die? That would be great, thanks.
You guys. Alright. Let's get Wynn back. I kept Morgan around long enough to insult my man.
Blast and damnation. Yes.
Okay. So now, alright guys, I think that we're ready to go to the deep roads. Let me save. We're stocked up on health poultices and really could use some more Illyrium potions, but whatever. A nug. Oh.
So, you were serious before when you said you wanted to help Branka, huh? I'm Ogren. I don't know if you remember. People seem to forget me these days. Or ignore. I forget which.
So, you're Branka's ex-husband.
I'm still her husband.
Oh, sorry.
More than that, I'm the only one who cares about her as a person. Not some symbol to leave in the deep roads where she can't offend anyone. I know what Branka wanted, and how she was looking. You, I assume, know whatever Harrowmont's men have dug up on where exactly she disappeared. If we pool our knowledge, we stand a chance of finding Branka. Otherwise, good sodding luck.
I don't know. Will you behave yourself?
It's the deep roads. I'll kill Darkspawn. Outside of that, what difference does it make?
Yeah,
Branka
true.
was a brilliant girl. But half the time she'd add 2 and 2 and make it 50. You want to find her, you need someone who knows how she thinks.
What makes you think you can trust me?
I'm not some sodding elf maiden who sits around and waits for a passing hero to solve my problems. I'm a bloody warrior. I mean to get her back. And you wouldn't be down here if you weren't trying for the same thing. Branka was looking for the Anvil of the Void. Might have been the most important invention in Orzammar's history. The smith Caradon built it. And with it, Orzammar had 100 years of peace, while it was protected by the golems forged on the anvil. As far as anyone knows, the anvil was built in the old Orton Tig. Branka planned to start looking there, if she could ever find it. All she knew was that it was past Caradon's cross. No one's seen that Tig for 500 years.
So, Harrowmont gave me a map. I can get to Caradon's Cross.
If Harrowmont tracked it down, it's only because he's got whole teams of loyal soldiers who can do the searching for him. If we're going, let's get moving. Branka's not gonna sodding find herself.
Alright. And so, we take Ogren.
Vashaden.
I know. Sorry, Sten. We gotta leave you behind, babe. Alright, Ogren. Let's get you geared up, darling. Alright. And on that note, no, yeah, we're gonna end it right here. And I'm gonna get Ogren's tactics all set up and stuff and get his gear all leveled up. And when we come back, we're gonna head into the deep roads. It's gonna be fun. Also, I'm gonna get this nug. Take it to the guy over there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.